All right, anywho.
Oh.
Welcome to the G Talk podcast. This is episode 193, I believe. 193. I got Veronica in the building. I also got Marcus in the building as well.
What's up? Back again.
Just side note. So quick story last weekend. And I did tweet this, but I had a squirrel come into my house.
Okay. I
had a baby squirrel come in. At first I thought it was a mouse, but then we did a little research and kind of found out like a baby squirrel. Because some
of us didn't have to do research.
Well, the tail wasn't bushy like a squirrel.
Yeah.
It was like a regular tail.
Uh-huh.
Right? So I didn't assume it was just like a squirrel initially. But so backstory, I heard something by my door kind of like claw at it. I'm like, the hell is that? But I just like, whatever, So then maybe like an hour or two later, Veronica comes by. And then as soon as she opens the door, a fucking squirrel runs into my apartment. And like, I scream.
He did.
I would have jumped.
I ain't gonna lie, like,
I wasn't gonna tell that part of the story.
Was it like a high pitch scream? He was like, "Oh fuck!"
No, I was like, ah! Because normally I like deal with bugs. Like I'm not really afraid of bugs, but for it to be something that has flesh and blood,
they run that fast.
Like that is different.
Shit.
I mean, I get it. Something run across you that fast. You
Yes.
go
Right. I'm just like, what the hell?
It ran in and immediately behind the couch.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, it ran in. I'm just like, what the hell? So, long story short, I trap it with like the Swiffer and the broom. And then I tell Veronica. So first of all, Veronica wasn't even afraid. I was shocked. I'm like, damn, she just like, all right, where is that? So I trap it, by the bathroom door with the Swiffer and the broom. I told Veronica, hold it. So then I get my 3-iron out and I like mash it.
Multiple times.
You killed a baby squirrel?
Yes.
Damn.
Like he was like, pop, pop, pop. I was like,
yeah, I mean, it was trespassing.
that whole day.
It was trespassing. And I'm just so thankful.
Well, yeah, if you had it pinned, I thought you were going to
No.
No, that was not gonna happen.
Honestly, the moment we would have let it go, it would have like scurried
Scratch
on
and
somewhere.
rabies. Like we don't want to catch rabies.
So it had to go. But
Hey.
we
We
took care of it,
disposed of it.
and yeah. But I used the 3-iron about 3 times, just bow, 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 and then
It stopped moving.
yeah, it stopped moving. And that was the end of that. But anywho, that was the first time that's ever happened. I've been living for 2 years, and I've never had a rodent come to my spot. My mom would have freaked out because my mom is afraid of any rodents or whatever.
I just want to clarify, y'all. Today, when I walked in, he opened the door with a 4-iron in his hand.
Yeah, because I was like, look.
But before I knocked on the door, I checked the doorway this time. I was like,
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me can't get fooled again. But anywho, y'all have a good weekend. How was y'all weekend?
You go first, Veronica.
Okay, my weekend was pretty chill. I didn't do much.
Shocking.
Right?
Normally,
Friday night, I was in the house.
right.
Oh, what?
Dramatic
Also,
guess.
so yeah, I had a frat meeting this Friday. So after my frat meeting, I called 4-5 people and everybody was in the house.
Hey.
Shockingly. But I guess we're getting old.
Yeah, man. Niggas value being at home.
No, I spent the entire day doing my mama's hair. She got box braids now. So.
Well, okay. You did something.
Yeah, but I was in the house. And so after I talked to Garrison, I was like, he right. I can't just be in the house.
Well,
so I poured me a drink. And I was like, I'm in the house, but at least I'm drinking.
Yeah. That's a good way to go.
But Saturday, I went to Proof, which is the rooftop at the W. So I wasn't inside all weekend.
Okay. How was that? It was chill.
You haven't been?
Mm-mm. I don't think I have.
We'll have to go.
Okay.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's not necessarily a black people vibe, but it's great views of the city, good drinks. It's a vibe.
Okay.
Especially if you go with like people you like. And y'all can just like kiki and haha. But in some other form because you're a guy. So if y'all could just have enjoyable conversations.
Yeah, okay. That's cool.
You see how I reworded that real quick?
Yeah.
Me.
What about
and then
you?
now I'm here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Marcus?
Me, it's been a busy weekend for me. So the Alphas, ATA, Associated Tennessee Alpha Man, we had districts this weekend, in Brentwood. So it was a pretty good weekend. A lot of business got handled, and things of that nature. Like I said, I was pretty much on the run, on the go from like maybe 7 to almost 2:00. So like I said, it was a long day. My chapter, I'm a Crown Sigma Lambda, 1 chapter of the year.
Oh,
Pew,
well.
pew, pew, pew.
So shout out to the good boys.
You can count that for that.
Appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, Saturday we had some business meetings. They had the pageant step show, the usual things.
Yeah.
And I think Saturday, that's when I was telling y'all earlier there was a shooting at the same hotel that we was having districts at. So I think from what I heard is just like somebody had like a wedding going on down there or something like that. Ended up being an altercation and then somebody ended up shooting. And of course they ran off. I think 2 people got shot, from what I remember. But they apprehended the person that did it after a while, but they responded pretty quick to a call. But like I said, it's in Brentwood, so it was kind of expected.
I mean, that's also like the 3rd major shooting in the city in like 2 weeks.
Oh, really? What was the other 2?
So a pedestrian got shot on Buchanan
Just one?
earlier this week. Yeah, it was when I say a pedestrian got shot, I mean the unintended. It was he was an
Innocent
unintended
bystander.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that girl from Belmont got shot
Oh yeah.
over at the park behind the library.
I
off
kind
of
of
12th South.
Was that like a targeted shot or just
No,
random?
she was also
Random.
an innocent bystander. And that's a super small park too. Like I just don't understand, but it's right next to the project. So also, I just don't understand. And there are 2 closer parks to Belmont than that one, but that ain't none of my business. Maybe she live over there.
I don't know. Like I said, I just thought it was crazy because that's not a common thing you hear.
Right.
So
Yeah. Rest in peace to that student. Oh gosh, I'm about to turn up.
Oh, he put his glasses back on.
I'm about to turn up real
tell
quick.
her to show up. What's she doing?
But anywho, my weekend was pretty good. I had a frat meeting Friday. Went to Stony.
Without me. Right
That's-
down the street from me.
That's fine. That's fine.
After he called me, I called him back. But okay.
But I at Saturday I was bored, so I went to the Harper Valley Golf Center. I played their little par 3 course, and that was pretty fun to me. So essentially, like the par 3 is good practice for if you're really trying to get good. Because honestly, anything within like 150 feet, then that kind of just shows like, where you are as far as skill. But after that, I went to the Black Chamber of Commerce Gala, however y'all pronounce it, data. And then after that, I went to the Nashville Metro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. They had a Pearls and Chucks party at the National Armory, at the Armory, right off 65 South. So that was pretty good.
on Cisco Drive.
Uh-huh.
So you just in my neighborhood
So
all weekend.
So yeah, it was a fun weekend to say the least, and here I am today. I started watching Oz. If y'all haven't seen Oz, it's a Great TV show. It's on HBO. Came out in the late 90s through early 2000s. And yeah. That's pretty much my weekend, but I do want to point out something about a tweet that I saw this weekend. In particular, Kearston and Veronica. I had tweeted. Let me just read it verbatim,
let me call Kearston.
Just so I'm not tripping.
Tell her she ain't gonna pull up. Tell her she ain't staying on business. She gonna pull up. I'm gonna hype it up too.
But my tweet was any black millennial women in Nashville who play golf. So
he just read the tweet.
So anyway, I'm just here
I'm gonna hold you close to the mic. We're gonna share a mic. Kearston.
I'm just here to clarify the tweet. And then Veronica said, I'm just continue to pray and wait for my invitation. I was like, okay, whatever. And
he
then
doesn't want to take us golfing because he only wants to take the girls he wants to fuck golfing.
Whoa, that is a serious accusation. And then, lo and behold, Kearston joins in out of nowhere. Right, he's asking and not inviting, shaking my head in all caps, by the way. So that's kind of...
Garrison, you could invite me and Veronica so many times and you literally have...
Big purr!
Okay, so I was explaining to Veronica off mic that if I do invite y'all couldn't even come if y'all wanted to. Because it's like midday at like 1 o'clock. And I doubt y'all want to use y'all PTO just to ride around with me playing golf.
Oh, Garrison, the weekends exist. Veronica, you acting like Saturday and Sunday aren't days of the week.
Well, so just give you a little more insight.
I take PTO. He schedules a tea time.
It is harder.
I'm looking for a reason.
It is harder to schedule tea times on the weekend.
Use Garrison. What the hell?
Marcus, am I right or am I right?
You got PTO, Kearston?
It's hard to schedule times on the weekend.
156 days.
Yeah, it is way harder to schedule a tea time throughout on the weekend versus a weekday. I will say that.
Alas, we just said we take PTO.
Man, look.
You just don't want to take us golfing.
No.
But also, I said any black millennial women in Nashville who play golf, who golf. Actually play, not me teaching them, because the golf course is not the place to teach people. You have to respect the game. You can't hold up people behind you just because you teach someone.
They can play through.
No.
They can play through.
But guess what? It's going to be people.
And Marcus, am I using the wrong terms? They can play through.
They can play through, but then guess what? It's people behind them. It's a cycle.
I think last year when you told me and Kearston you would take us golfing, it was a lie. And I think this is a great platform for you to admit that it was a lie.
I think Garrison would.
A lie.
No,
I think he would.
Actually,
but you gotta buy clubs if you're really serious about it. Though.
Right? Because
I want to buy clubs. I can borrow clubs.
No, you gotta buy clubs.
From who?
First of all, you've got 2 sets of clubs, bro.
Oh, so you're gonna borrow something from me?
No, you'll want the women's set. It's a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
It's a set for men and women.
I don't have to purchase them. I can rent them.
Not at the driving range. You gotta have your own clubs.
At the driving range, I have other people in my life who golf, whose clubs I could borrow.
And also, to be fair, Kearston, to your point, I have not played with women, so that debunks your theory of me playing with women that I want to have sex with.
He hasn't.
No. Because you gotta understand, it's like, yes, it sounds good. Now, if it's just me playing,
I really want to be a good friend.
I might invite someone just to ride along, right?
I really want to be a good friend.
Because they're not playing, they're just riding along.
Driving the cart,
being my caddy, basically. But as far as teaching,
it's a great start.
Yeah, but
you just don't want to take us.
Well, in that case, I gotta take y'all individually, because that we go together. Because then now,
you can't have 2 caddies.
Well, because then
one of us gonna have to play.
Well, because now we got 2 carts, and it's just like.
No, me and Veronica can be in the car and you can walk.
That's a tall task you're asking right
there. That looks crazy for me to walk and y'all just riding. Pause. But
rare.
But
no, it's not. That's what a real man will do. He will let the 2 girls have the car and he'll walk.
I mean, I don't mind walking, by the way. I don't. But
you have to see Marcus's reaction.
Nobody finna do that shit.
But anywho,
I gotta pay $50 and walk the whole way. That's a.
But
That's a
anywho,
lie.
all right, so how about this? We'll do baby steps. We'll go to the driving range to start.
No, Garrison.
Oh, wait. I just want to point out.
That's the real thing.
I just want to point out that when I suggested that, you scoffed.
I want to do the real thing.
Oh.
No pun. No,
Whoa.
no pun, Kearston.
Whoa. Are you trying to tell me something on there? It's okay.
I said I want to do the real golfing. Why would I want to go to a driving range when I can go to a real golf course?
Because
He said he doesn't want to teach us on the actual golf course.
Because
So we
honestly,
need to learn before we go.
because honestly, that's
how
We
every-
going to
yeah,
Top
that's
Golf.
how everybody
just
started.
that's just
We
not
going
the
to Top
place to
No, that
learn.
mean, the driving range is how everybody start. You don't
Yeah.
just go on the actual green.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
at
thought
least learn how to
everybody
make
started with
contact.
putt-putt. I can play putt-putt real well.
Everybody play putt-putt.
Wait, what?
That's where everybody started was putt-putt.
Nah, putting is just part of the game.
Do you not know who she is?
All right, but anywho,
Okay, Kirsten,
All right,
I'm going to call
Kirsten.
you when I leave.
thanks for the input. Bye.
Now you saw that tweet when I tweeted it 2 days ago. Now you just responded. What have you been doing?
What you talking about?
What have you been doing to where you couldn't respond to the tweet on time?
What you talking
It's like
about?
over 48 hours.
Well,
Well,
I've been busy.
real.
What have you been busy with?
I've been doing some things. Matter of fact, once you tune in next week or this Wednesday, you will see what I've been busy with. Did you take a picture?
Yes, because I feel like that's a new gif.
Oh, but I responded.
When did you start having a portfolio in your hand?
I've been at a portfolio.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
Let me switch. Let me switch the view so you can better see.
Well, I've like upgraded my equipment. Okay,
No, he hasn't. He been to had this.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't know why she acting like it's brand new.
It's just a legal pad.
You had notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've like always had notes.
He sometimes uses the region notepad that irks me because he writes real small and then you have to look real hard. But now he's using a legal pad. Good for you, Garrison.
All right, but
Okay,
anywho,
upgraded. Y'all come out to the Ada Beta Probate tomorrow at Vanderbilt 708. My girls are going to be doing their show, and I'm so excited.
all right, we back with our news week. Just a few things that happened this weekend. Sneaker ball happened Friday. What is it? Black Girls Rock. They sponsored it. Also, the Black Chamber of Commerce had their gala. I mentioned too that I had went to the Delta Sigma Theta Nashville Metro Alumni Pearls and Chucks event. In sports news, my Atlanta Braves, they so right now is the award season for the MLB. The season ended. And by the way, the Texas Rangers won the World Series, because I don't think I potted about that. But Rangers won the World Series first time in franchise history. They've been around since like the 60s. So we witnessed history. They defeated the Diamondbacks. They won the series 4-1. Austin Riley, Ronald Acuna, and Matt Olson, they both won. Well, they all won a Silver Slugger. And the Braves as a team won the Silver Slugger Award for the first time, which is dope because they had a historic offensive season. As far as the election in Kentucky, that happened this past week. So the incumbent, Andy Beshear, he won. He went up against Daniel Cameron, which is the attorney general for Kentucky, who was pretty, he's a black man. However, he's kind of in the sunken place, in my opinion. He was the guy involved with the Breonna Taylor case. Essentially, he kind of like conformed to them, but the results went into the incumbent's favor. He won 52.5% of the vote, while Cameron won 47.4%. So,
Which tells you, even if you assimilate to the whiteness.
yeah, but when
Danny
Danny tweeted that, and I didn't really understand that.
Oh. I
Like-
missed the tweet, my bad.
But it was something similar to that. It was like, no matter how much you assimilate to them, they're not going to be ready to elect you. Oh, well,
Well, no, I don't think that's a ever thing. I think what Kentucky is saying is like, no matter how bad you want to be down with the conservative party, they still don't want you.
Yeah, but by the election results, I mean, it wasn't like a landslide win. The incumbent won 52.5%, and he won 47.4%. So it was kind of a close race, to say the least.
It was still more than 70,000 different. There's a more than 70,000 voter difference. That's what happens when you let me pull the shit up too. The important shit.
But
shoot, all the write-ins in the state could have voted for Daniel, and he still wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
So.
And then lastly, I actually looked up the election in Ohio, and apparently it wasn't an election since 2022. I think I had the wrong state.
No, Ohio just had an election.
Yeah, they just had one.
Okay, well, when I searched it, I go ahead, fill us in.
So, Ohio had an election that was more geared to issues. So
that's right. It wasn't a
it was
governmental.
Yeah, it wasn't for cabinet.
Yeah,
it was for policy.
It was for policy.
So issue number 1 was establishing constitutional rights to abort, and issue number 2 was legalizing marijuana. Both were overwhelmingly approved. So Ohio will then become the closest state to Tennessee that will allow for abortion.
Well, it's only 4 hours, so
You do what you got to do.
Which is going to be a lot closer than Illinois.
For those who ain't pull out, you got 4 hours, bucko.
What makes you to say that?
Well,
Wow.
at least from Nashville, you got 4 hours. Now, you're from a different part, then...
Well, it depends on what
And
part of Ohio you have to go to. If you're just going to Cincinnati, just 4 hours.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
I
you
don't
lose
know.
an hour because they're an hour ahead.
Yeah.
Are they Eastern time zone? Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Speaking of Cincinnati, shout out to my boy Marquise. He done locked it down. He proposed to his girl, Lex. So, shout out to you. Congrats. About to hang his jersey up in the rafters. That's my golf guy. So, congrats to you, Marquise and Lex. Hope y'all have a fruitful
Union.
union. And I hope to get an invite to the wedding,
Yeah, I was waiting on that part.
motherfucker. Because hell,
With a +1, because I love Cincinnati.
we ain't play all them
Yeah,
damn
it's
rounds
pretty
of golf for nothing. But yeah, congrats to y'all though, seriously.
Yeah. But I think that's still like very progressive for them to do that, in my personal opinion. Because like I said, people be complaining about tax dollars going to children and stuff like that. People who can't afford their children, but
Yeah,
you have
and
options.
Isn't Ohio a red state?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yep.
yeah, it goes against the agenda, you know. But last but not least, the Nia Long and Jeezy interview has been pretty rampant this past week. Some people were saying Jeezy was dirty macking.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. He said, real niggas don't cheat. I was like, this nigga is wild. But I get it because Nia Long is actually my celebrity crush. So I would switch up too.
Yeah, I would have told her I could fly. Like I get it. Yeah, I would have.
I mean, you know, like you just gotta open your arms and spread your wings. You know.
I know what's funny.
all you gotta
Anytime I think of her, I see the Kanye West video play in my head.
Oh yeah, Touch the Sky.
Oh,
That shit cracks me up every time.
but yeah.
Nah, she been found out my life though, so I get why Jeezy did that.
All right, and she turned like 50 something this year. Like
I think she just turned 50.
I think she's like 51, 52. Like she fine.
Mm-hmm.
Can I throw a wrench in this?
Fine.
What you about to say?
In this man pod.
What you about to say?
So, you know, like at the end of the interview, if you watched it all, I feel like it was clipped up too. He talks about how he was at his lowest and he felt like he just needed to talk, like he felt safe talking to Nia Long because that's his sister.
I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, you definitely dirty macking.
No, I'm not talking about him dirty
Oh,
macking.
okay.
Because like my thing is like I feel like they both free agents, so like we ain't gotta talk about they exes or whatever. Can we talk about this from like the perspective of black women and why black men only choose to turn to their sisters once they hit bottom, and why they just don't generally choose their sisters.
Well, that's not always true though.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, like you like saying like that's common to where they choose other than come back to us.
Okay, we live in Nashville, Tennessee. That is common.
Has it happened to you?
Specifically, no.
Okay, well,
Not specifically.
I mean, I don't know too many people in my like.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
know
my
many
gosh.
people. That,
Yeah, so
I
like,
really
so
don't
like,
know
so
no
like,
one
that's
that-
why I'm not really.
I think that's because y'all grew up in Atlanta. Y'all grew up in black environments.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's our reality.
Nashville, semi-black.
Nashville has a lot of black people in it. I grew up here in Nashville, and the black boys, the black guys of my demographic were not choosing black girls.
All right, well, give me an example.
Okay. Oh no. I was just about to tell a whole story. I hate it when you almost get me.
Give me an example.
So I will give an example.
Name some names too.
No, I'm not gonna name no names. Because these people, some of these people kind of pop in the city now.
John Doe
Okay,
III.
that's fine.
John Doe, the guy who DJ'd for Thomas's birthday. Me and him grew up together. We have the same birthday.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, great. We have the same birthday. We went to the same private school. We went separate ways for middle school, and then we went to the same high school.
So what you're saying is he did choose other. Now he's coming back to us.
I'm not saying it took him to hit his lowest,
Okay.
but like
Why?
in our youth, he was only dating white women
Yeah. See, I'm not.
or women who
Aren't.
Well.
didn't appear to be black.
Well,
I mean, like, I know maybe one person is like that.
I do too.
But it's
I
only-
could actually name a whole bunch of people that I went to high school, middle school.
I know two people.
Yeah, matter of fact, yeah. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, hey,
But that's a very small
And I'm not
percentage.
saying that I'm not saying love who you love. If the person that you love just so happens to be a different race, that's fine.
Well, yeah.
But what I don't like is, which people have started to talk about from the Sheezy interview, is that why does it take you hitting your rock bottom with another woman for you to be like, oh, black women?
I don't think that's the
I
case.
don't think that's well.
Because I think you could still be pro black women and date outside of your race.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with that.
I don't.
I do.
Okay, what part don't you agree with, Garrison?
Because it's
Sip margarita.
you're just like a walking contradiction. It's like, oh, you're pro black, but this is what I'm doing.
Ish.
But I mean, all right.
I still have a problem with that.
Okay, Dr.
Really?
Umar. But
I'm just saying.
still,
It's just odd that you preach that, but you're not doing it.
but you have people.
I think you love whoever you love.
Yeah, but
I mean, yes.
And that's
But
not
you-
consequential to what you believe.
But like the terminology, all skin folk ain't your kinfolk is a
Facts.
thing, right?
Yeah, just
So
because you're
even-
brown don't mean you're down.
I agree. But also, in the same, you have some white people that are actually more active within the black community than black people too. Like March of Dimes. We did that earlier this year. March of Dimes is like a program that mainly helps black women or women who like have, because black women are the highest risk, right, when it comes to birthing children and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Why was it 60% of white people there?
Well,
Because
Outside-
it was
outside
a
of
walk.
black.
Because it was a walk.
Well,
That's what
that-
I'm saying.
well-
But like, so you can't say.
My thing is like,
About
I've
somebody
contributed to March of Dimes since I was like a child.
I mean, like just actively out there and supporting.
no,
it.
but see, my
That's
thing is
what I'm
like,
saying.
one thing you're not going to see me do is do a walk.
Hey,
You
it's
ain't
not
never
a
gonna
walk.
catch me at a
You
walk.
ain't gotta walk. It's like it's something to where you could be at boost.
You ain't never gonna catch me
Or-
volunteering at a walk.
well, I have a
First of all,
different
I
view
don't
of
like
that.
outside.
You can be at a booth.
I have a
I don't
different
like
view of that
outside.
because like yeah, it sounds good, but that's just like pomp and circumstance. Because the real reason behind it is it's beneficial to them, maybe financially.
Who? Wrong. That's
Yeah.
so wrong.
Plot
So
fucking
I
twist.
thought,
Well, you
look,
gotta think
I
about
thought
it.
that too, but because I even had a meeting with somebody who of our skin color that worked on the astral board and did it for decades. She broke down the stats as far as premature rates when it comes to black babies and a whole bunch of other stuff that most people aren't even aware of.
No, when it comes to the medical field, black women are at the bottom. We have the highest risk no matter what.
And that's what I said there before. And it's like, but why?
But what about
that's one of the foundations actually doing research for that.
So to be clear, in the medical field, women have the highest risk for several reasons. One of those reasons is that ingrained in the medical field, people are trained to believe that black women have a higher pain tolerance. Therefore, when something goes wrong, a black woman feels something is wrong, we are believed less.
Mm-hmm. But
statistically, therefore, when things are wrong, the proper test and procedures are not followed through on black women more because they do not believe in the symptoms that she's audibly telling them. Mm-hmm. We also have higher blood pressure points. Like, there are so many things that when we don't meet the norm, it's considered normal because we're assumed to have a different number. Yeah. And that's untrue. And
once again, another point, like I said, this lady told me this and I was like, damn, because I thought the same thing. And that's the purpose of programs like that, to educate people, to correct people, because as we get further in science, you can't, like you said, you can't assume that somebody, just because it's a commonality across, if somebody's feeling different, you have to pay attention to that person. So they even also are investing more in training programs and things of that nature too. Like I said, if you go to the website and she gave us a lot of information.
Yeah, like black women are 9 times more likely to die from preeclampsia. Yep. Just because they assume that black people already have higher A1Cs and blood pressure when we're really bleeding out because we just gave birth and they don't check. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's why I probably, I've always said, I probably won't give birth conventionally with just an OB.
How did we get here from Jeezy and Nia Long?
Because Jeezy
we had switched the whole
is getting divorced from a non-black woman.
Okay.
And it's suddenly my sisters.
So you feel away about that?
I don't specifically feel away because I'm not looking for Jeezy to choose me. But I do think there is something to that conversation that everybody just kind of glanced over, because why did it take you getting married, having a child, and then why weren't you when you got married, why weren't you I need support of my sisters? I want I want black women to support me and I want to support black women. Why does it take you getting divorced after you've had a child with this woman to be I need support from black women and I want to support black women? Why didn't you say that before? To me, it's all about the timing. It's a little shady.
I get it.
It's a little, it feeds into the narrative of black men only want black women around to uplift them, and then once they're uplifted, he leave your ass for a white girl.
Just like a false narrative. What's the name? What's the guy played in Creed 3?
Jonathan Majors. Oh, yeah.
But
you get allegations that get real loud, and then suddenly you dating Megan Good.
Yeah, that was weird. But
I also still support Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is a weird individual.
Yeah.
I really would like for him to finish his role as King. I mean,
yeah.
All right. Well, anywho, let's
before we segue again.
Let's get to our first topic.
Oh yeah, because me and Marcus were about to nerd out.
We were.
Let's talk about high school love and adult love. Me and Veronica had a conversation about this a couple months ago, and honestly,
was it months? I feel like it was a month ago.
It was like months ago.
It's like homecoming.
All right, so what
no, it wasn't. It was before that.
What sparked this?
Oh no, it was the first time.
You're
right. Yeah, it was months ago.
It wasn't that long ago. I mean, it wasn't recently, but sometimes
to answer your question, Marcus, I ran into
your ex from high school.
Yeah, that I transitioned into college with.
So before we begin, Marcus, as far as your exes from high school, how do you feel about them?
They're good people. Like I said, I feel like relationships in high school is more of it's experimental, right? Mm-hmm. So it's easier in high school. It's easier to fall in love. It's easier to move on and things of that nature because you don't have the other responsibilities as say an adult relationship would have. Like high school, like you will see them in class. You don't have to go out to meet them to find dates or stuff like that. Because one, you got curfew, you got class, and if
You
you're
had curfew in high school?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
What you mean?
I mean, the earlier years in high school, my senior I didn't have one, but the other 3 I did. But that's just the main difference. Like I said, when the older you get, the more responsible you have to be, and also the more I don't act in the viewpoint of men. There is more that you will have to do to keep that woman interested in you in as an adult opposed to in high school.
Before you ask, real quick.
You don't even know what I'm going to ask.
Well, this is before. I just want to throw out to y'all. Do y'all feel that high school relationships have much, like in hindsight now, being where we are, do they hold much weight today? As far as like what it was then compared to now, like in my opinion, I'm like, yeah, it was cute. It was like puppy love. Yeah. But go ahead. Go ahead, Veronica.
I think what Garrison is wanting me to comment is the fact that I think you can have true love in high school.
It's possible. But like I said, you
are so lucky. This is only an audio experience. These facial reactions today.
It's not common, but it is possible. I'll say that because there are people that will date, graduate, and then all of a sudden be married at 19, 20. Like I ran into people that were like that, but
I know people who met their now husband and have been married for
10, 20, 12.
Oh, wait, no. We're not that old. Oh, yeah.
10,
almost 13 years now.
Am I tripping?
Almost 13 years now. And are happy and in love and nowhere near the brink of divorce. I also know people who married their high school sweethearts and didn't even graduate from college before they were divorced. Like, I do understand that it can go both ways. But me and Garrison's conversation was, he was like, when you look back on it, do you feel like the way that you loved then has anything to the way has a whole candle to hold any without love now? I'm like, yeah. Without that foundation, I mean, obviously I've learned some lessons and shit since then.
Yeah, I mean,
but like without that, I actually, when you do a comparison, I love very similarly.
I guess my rebuttal was when you love in high school, it's, in my opinion, kind of shallow because you don't have other elements that affect why you love, right? Compared to now, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to love when you ain't got, you don't have any other
responsibilities,
things going on in life, but stuff that's pretty much already taken care of for you. You got a standard, you got a steady living situation as far as money, job, whatever. You don't necessarily have to have one of those. So it was like you have open runway to love in high school. But then when, life actually happens, which, love is, when you love someone, it's not just a straightforward thing. It's a lot of other elements that come into it. So I was just saying that today versus back then, it's easy to love because, but then it's like, even when you look back on it, did you even really like love for real? Or was it just
that was the question?
Strong.
That's the question that we went in circles on.
Because
he was like, the man that you thought you loved in high school, now that you've loved, do you think that you loved him?
And even with,
I can agree with that.
And then you got to think about.
Oh wait, you can agree with what?
That you can love somebody seriously in high school, like for real, because that's when you would have had your first on a lot of things. You would have also that's been your first foundational relationship to kind of build upon too.
Well,
so that's what I'm saying. You can love somebody, and like I said, now it depends on how y'all split. That would be determined.
Which was the Q button?
That would determine everything if it was on good terms or bad terms. But like I said, you got to start somewhere.
Where's the gunfire?
But the thing about it is, even now, when I go back and talk to students at TSU, bro, we are at totally different. I mean, and then like
college.
No.
Mind you,
I concur.
College is different.
College and post college
Well, yeah.
is probably where I found the biggest difference.
But what I'm saying is that even now, when I talk to college students, I'm like, yo, these are fucking kids, right? So we going back before that, like at age 14, because high school started at age 14.
I turned 15 my freshman year.
Well, that's because your birthday late.
Mark,
Because your birthday.
I mean, it is. Like, your birthday
I was
late.
14 in high school.
Yeah, I
you
was 14.
were 14 your whole freshman year?
Well, 14 and then 15. Well, actually,
2005 was my freshman year.
yeah,
so
actually,
I
at
was
14 your whole year because you born in June. And same for me.
The
Like,
whole fucking school year.
yeah, like when I was 14 years old, I ain't know shit about shit.
I didn't know shit about shit.
But you learned.
Hell, I
14
fucking.
is when I learned about sex.
That's what I'm saying. Hell, I actually masturbated for the
I mean,
first time
not
at
like
age
physically.
13.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not physically. Like 14 is when I was like educated about sex.
Oh, okay.
Like I learned.
You talking about a little thing that you and Kearston had went to at church? It's like some church thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah. 14 is when I started my True Love Weights program.
Yeah, but anyway,
I learned a lot about sex at church. Like
But-
a lot. More than you would believe.
all in all, I'm just saying, I just feel like where we were, age 14 through 18, we were still figuring out ourselves
So
to where I.
on
Like,
air,
yes.
I want you to clarify.
Yes, it's like love to you back then, but looking back from today, like this shit was not really love.
Okay,
mine
so
was
since we're talking about it, because like I don't want us to keep
You
referencing.
really like them.
I don't want us to keep referencing our conversation. I want us to have the conversation here. When you transitioned from high school to college with your girlfriend, your adult you now doesn't think you loved her.
I did love her, but then just as.
But you think you diminished that whatever that version of love was.
Yeah, because.
That hurt.
Well, oh, hell.
Triggered.
You know why? Because once we got TSU, I was like, oh shit, I got to take care of me.
Triggered.
And that was a wake up call.
Okay. I do think we've had different experiences.
Yeah.
So I transitioned to high school. I mean, from high school to college with my boyfriend.
I didn't.
I did too.
Girlfriend. Let me clarify, y'all. I went to girlfriend.
Pause.
Well, yeah, I mean, hell, I did too.
So me and my boyfriend got together February of senior year, and we transitioned. We chose after our conversation to go to TSU together. Neither one of us was going there. Chose to go there, and we stayed together more than half of our college years. So we were. It was a real like. We assumed this was it. Like we had conversations, shit, probably by like freshman year in college. We were like, this is it. This wouldn't like. This is the timeline. This is what like our lives will look like.
Yeah, but okay, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Ask your one question.
I mean, I was just wondering, like, as you look back today, do you still like? Was that, hypothetically speaking, let's say y'all did just go through with it, right? Like everything y'all planned, let's say it went through. Do y'all think
And
y'all
he wasn't who he ended up presenting. Like he wasn't who he was, who he became.
Well, no,
when
I
he
mean-
had other influences.
Well, I mean,
Like, or is everything still the same? Or like, I just need clarification on your question.
everything's the same because it happened, right? Mm-hmm. But like, let's just say
But we worked through that.
let's say
and
y'all
got to the
actually
other side.
made it official and whatever. You know,
I'd be a dumb bitch for that.
well, that's
Well, we saying without that.
No, he's saying with that.
Oh,
all
no,
things
it's
being
over
equal. Like, so
Yeah.
all things being the same, let's say we worked through whatever was the reason why we broke up. And I chose to stay with him. First of all, I'd be a dumbass bitch for that.
And then
I wasn't that dumb.
And then got married.
I would probably be very unhappy, but still in a marriage.
Yeah.
And then,
I know mine's like, we going to 2 different colleges. And on good terms, let's stay friends.
Let me tell you, if we had gone, if we had gone to the colleges that we had committed to, we would have broke up.
I mean, that's the point. But like I said, I can speak. I don't know if that's still a common thing now, but I know usually with guys, when you have friends that are already older, they go to college, they give you the heads up, like, hey man, just know it's different. Because
I'm gonna tell you,
I say different. You see how the face I make? It's different.
I'm gonna give you the truth. Everyone in my orbit, everyone, even my younger friends, were telling me to go where I was going. Go to Clark. They were like, don't go to TSU for him.
Yeah, my
except for my mama and my granny. My grandmother was the most excited.
My barber.
Hey.
And
I tell people now.
Kearston, though, he had to talk too.
Like, I lived through it, so like it was a lesson that I couldn't learn from somebody else.
My barber and the rest of the barbers, and it was like, hey, bro, go ahead, break up with her now. I'm thinking like, no, I love her. Like, that was my defense, right? And the crazy part about it is that I didn't break up with her because of what.
That wasn't
because
what
of the talent.
Because I knew not to say that.
See, I didn't even break up with her because of just like what they thought I would. It was literally because once I got there, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm doing this shit alone, like figuring out how I live outside of my folks' house. Like, that was a lot, and to try to maintain that existing relationship too, it just didn't work.
I got a question. Did you have a girlfriend by the end of your second semester freshman year?
No.
Okay. How long was it before you was in a relationship again?
Was that January 1 of 2014?
Damn, that was
and you came in 12? Damn.
11.
Oh.
Came in 11.
You just 12.
Yeah. So yeah. You know?
Okay.
It took a little minute. But
that's a long minute. Shit.
I mean, 3 years, like college is.
I want to say that ain't nobody terrible.
I know, like my whole almost 5 years that I've been in a relationship, so I can't judge.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's me then. Maybe I'm the problem.
It is you, because you are a obedient Christian woman, and you were raised by the old school to where their times just don't line up with today's times.
Oh, not at all, boy.
So you had a false reality or false expectations of what the world was today.
Antiquated expectations. Let's say that.
So like your teachings just didn't apply today. Not saying it was wrong.
I really just wonder what the fuck that got to do with anything. Like,
what you mean?
I'm waiting for the parallel to the way I feel, the thoughts I have about love, and the definition or the difference between me loving then and me loving now.
You don't feel that?
I want to know. I would like to know.
You don't feel like your like upbringing had an effect on that? To be like a married woman, a Christian woman, to be matter of fact, you always tell me that you were raised to be a wife.
I was.
So you don't think that has any effect on how you feel about love?
I feel about love?
Yeah. If you say no, then
I'm dumbfounded. Like,
wait, Marcus, did you hear that?
I missed that last part. What's up?
She was raised to be a wife.
Yeah. They don't like. I wasn't taught how to be a girlfriend.
But then I asked her. I said, so you don't feel like it has any effect on how you view
relationships,
certain things? And
no, that's not what he said.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go ahead.
Let's rewind. He literally just said, "You don't think that has anything to do with the way you know how to love?" Is what he specifically said. I'm like, no, because the way I loved then, and I've learned so much about me, about what I believe in my relationship with God has changed drastically since Veronica of 2010. Big difference. But the way I love, the way I show love, the way I am in relationship, while I've learned lessons, the base model is very much the same.
So for clarity, You're saying that you being taught how to be the wife has no bearings on how you love.
I don't think that me being raised to be a wife, so how to run a household, how to act in relationship, I'm air quoting if you can't hear it in my tone, has anything to do with what I perceive to be love.
Okay.
Which was like the core of our conversation, was that you feel like you thought you were in love in high school, but now that you're looking back on it, it wasn't love. And I felt like I loved in high school, and if I was in that same situation as an adult, it would be the same love. I do think love changes as you mature and matriculate, but I wouldn't negate people I said I love you to in high school and be like, that wasn't real. Like, I ain't never been in love now. Like, that would be a lie, because I loved, and I loved hard, and I gave what I had at the time with the resources that I had at the time.
Yeah.
And now I just have more. I have more resources. I've learned more lessons. I got more money. I have the things I have.
More freedom.
But also,
In high school.
I didn't have
But I understand.
curfew in high school.
I understand.
I really could have been fast. I just wasn't.
I understand Garrison's viewpoint, but like I said, it just depends on the person's experience. You have some people who did like have loved, and now they will say it's not love because of whatever event that occurred. Like,
But he told me to
people.
my face that I didn't love that man. And I'm like,
Wait, I said that?
yes.
Oh.
No.
Well, sorry.
No. Your face says that you actually believe that.
Well,
and I'm like, I love that man.
I think he's just trying to figure out how and what formality he would have said,
and,
because
and even in my big age, I could still tell you I still have love for that man.
You still stayed with him during the events that occurred. So it's like you can't say
no. She
right?
left.
You left.
I left before I found out about the events that occurred.
Mm.
I found out about the events that occurred almost a year after the breakup.
Oh.
So I stopped having sex with him.
And it made it easier to.
But I had left the relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now y'all know a whole bunch about Veronica without knowing anything about Veronica.
But also, just in closing, I will say that I've noticed that people with less experience tend to love more.
I really just want to punch you. I know.
I'm serious.
I'm keeping my hands in my pocket.
Because it's a few other people.
It sounded like you just called me inexperienced.
Well, no, but like,
and she done lived a life now.
But what I'm saying is like people.
I don't think he said that.
Certain people who
maybe
have.
I heard it wrong.
Yeah, you probably did, but
She done lived a life now.
But just certain people, and it's some people I know. It's like when you see why they act the way they act, and then you look at their history, you're like, okay, I get why they are like that, because just of lack of experience.
Because it really be bothering me, because sometimes you be like, oh, they just ain't had nothing good in their life. I'd be like, sometimes that's true. For some people, that's true.
Well, I mean,
but for other people, like I feel like you are so attached to your life story that you don't see the fact that some people loved and then were done really wrong and haven't necessarily. I'm not saying me. I'm saying in general. Yeah. Some people have loved and loved hard and did everything that they could in a relationship, and it just didn't work out. So when they are older, they can run into that person again and be like, you got me fucked up, and have an emotional reaction because there was never any result or any closure from what they felt then, and that they can still have been moved on and still associate themselves to who they were then and when they were hurt then, and still not want to fuck with that person. So if you like at homecoming and you run into your ex and you be like, and you have an emotional reaction, that's still very valid. Just because it's not your story because it's not your story, you can't so closely associate to it.
One thing is, if like you claim you're over it, especially if it happened in high school, why does it affect you today?
Why can't you be over it now and still associate to who you were then to have an emotional reaction?
Because of growth.
Okay, so Garrison, you don't talk to your inner child? You don't associate your feelings then, like you can't take you now and associate to your feelings then at some former part of your life and be like angry for that version of you or react for that version of you. Even if you're now healed, you can't tap into you then and be like,
yeah, like if I'm healed, then stuff like that won't bother me more from what it used to. Because let's say I ran into an ex from high school.
Well, maybe she's, let me rephrase. Maybe she's not healed. Maybe she is healing.
Well, yeah. So like, I guess
some wounds never. Some wounds scar.
Yeah. And I guess it's just time. Well, they say time heals all, but that's kind of
that's not always true.
It's not always true.
Sometimes, but or sometimes the definition of healed is different because some things scar. Mm-hmm. You'll always have that mark. You'll always remember that moment. Mm-hmm. And some niggas is foul and deserve to get whatever reaction they get.
Like what's that nigga name? Darius, Kiki Palmer's baby daddy. Yeah, he definitely taking the L. A well-deserved L on that one, but still. Not to segue off that. My bad, y'all.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
totally judging that man and his big brother, even though I liked him on Insecure.
Yeah, like if you ask me in closing, like about a relationship from high school, like it happened, whatever happened, and I've moved on to where it doesn't affect me today. Is like what I'm saying. Like for me.
Most of my relationships,
but it does though.
No, but yes, because you had to learn and grow from it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's what I'm saying. So it does in a sense.
But he's saying like,
well, no.
If he ran into any of those people,
it doesn't affect me anymore.
Have an emotional reaction.
Like if it's a person from 10, 15 years ago, it's like
that's what's up.
I'm not emotion invested in, or it doesn't affect me like that anymore because it was. I had time to heal and move on. So
I just want to clarify. I ran into my ex at homecoming. We literally text all weekend, and it's cool. Like I'm fine now. We could be cool, casually,
cordial. I got you.
All right. Well, let's just transition to our next topic, which kind of flows into some. But
can I have some more tequila, please?
Yeah, it's right here. What's y'all? Well, Marcus, since you're married, because I remember someone asked me about like.
You closed it tight as fuck. I had to use my.
Honestly, I really can't stand this question, but they were like, "So, what's your dating to marriage timeline?" I'm thinking.
Did you have one?
I'm thinking, nigga.
Because I would really like to know from a married person, from the time that you met your now wife, did you be like, "I'm gonna marry her"?
So technically, that was like 10 years ago.
That's well,
probably when he met her.
Next year,
y'all dated for 8 years.
Before next year makes 10, year 10.
Oh,
for our dating
Kearston's being dramatic.
Well, I was just going based off when because she class 2013.
Yeah.
So I was just going off that.
So we got together in 2014, but this is my personal opinion. There should never be a timeline because my thing is you're putting pressures on things that when you put pressures on things when it comes to relationship, you lose focus on the things that matter within it, like far as what someone can bring to the relationship, how that person is and stuff like that. You lose focus on the other thing because you have this timeline. Now I'm pretty sure it's harder for women because women have a biological, timeline where y'all have, I'm trying to get married, I'm trying to have kids before 30, right? Or by 30, 35, whatever the timeline is. Guys, 35. We don't have that. So a lot of times and I always tell anyone else who is in or long, because I had a frat brother who's been with his girl for 3 years, and she kind of bringing it up like, hey, I was like, at the end of the day, you're the one that makes that call. So I was like, especially if y'all haven't lived together just yet, wait a little bit longer. I was like, just wait a little bit longer, so to make sure any type of what's the word I'm looking for?
Red flags.
Not red flags necessarily, but because like
You
inconsistencies. I just
want to
I
be
knew
sure.
he was gonna say inconsistencies.
Like,
That's
something
why
like
I
that.
said red flag. Because no,
because
okay.
like I said,
I'm gonna let
because
you finish.
it's different when you live with somebody
In
opposed
fact, I'm
to.
gonna make a margarita instead of just drinking tequila. That's a bad idea, too.
But it's different as far as like how someone is different when you live with them opposed to how I was dating. So like
I think you learn
we
a lot
didn't
by living with somebody.
because me and Joe, we didn't have a timeline to where we need to be married by this age, by this year. It's one of the things to where like
But she's still in like her mid 20s.
late 20s,
20 younger than 27.
older than 27.
Oh, okay.
She's 28. Should be 29 next year.
But
So-
y'all have also been married for a year and a half.
Too.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
Get
So
it right.
she was. So I was 30 and she
I
was 26.
apologize. I wasn't at the wedding, so I.
You know, it's fine. So she was that 22? Yeah. So she was 27, and I was hold on. I'm getting that's 22, right?
If she's 28 now,
Yeah, because I got married. At
y'all
30.
got married 2 years
old are you,
ago,
Marcus?
so she
31?
was 26.
I'm 32 now.
32.
Yes, she was 30. Yeah, because October
I was 30,
2021.
and she was
26.
Yeah, 26, 27.
Yeah, she was 26. So when y'all got together, she was like what 20, 20
When
21,
she was 19
22?
and I was 22 when we
Oh.
got together. So that's where, as far as the age difference.
My mind's telling me no. No, I'm just playing.
But like I said, but it's just one of the things to where we didn't really understand as far as the value of our relationship to after we both graduated. I'm good for right now. But like I say, it shouldn't be a timeline with it all whatsoever. That's my last opinion on that.
Yeah, and as men too, especially single married guy. I mean, a single, guy in his early 30s. You got women who ask, "How come you're not in a relationship? How come you like they just?" And then they ask questions like, "So, what's your timeline?" I'm thinking, nigga, I don't know. Like, I just can't say 2 years because that's not realistic, right? Like it just. Actually, I'm of the opinion now that the older I get, I think the wiser you get and what you really like, once you really hone in on what you want, in my opinion, I think it might be a quicker timeline to get married, because if the person checks your boxes and then, you just kind of see how she is, I think the older you get, the quicker.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be.
Yep.
Versus, just kind of waiting it out, et cetera, et cetera.
but at the same time, you're aware of the responsibilities of a relationship too. Especially as a man, there are certain things that you are required to do in order to keep, keep her happy, keep her interested and stuff like that. So that's why we don't really have a date set or timeline, Rich, because we understand there will always be way more responsibilities tied with that.
Yeah.
I got a question.
What's up?
I actually have several. The first one that I'm going to ask is, where do you draw the line of not knowing yet and wasting that woman's time?
Well, what do you consider a waste of time?
Yeah.
I consider wasted time you knowing that you don't want to marry her, but the relationship is good and you haven't found a reason why to break up. Essentially, that's like a scenario. You haven't found a reason to break up.
Well,
but
okay.
you also know you can't do this for the rest of your life.
This is the one that we had got some slack back on.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, so I was like, we had this conversation before.
So all right, so actually, I have a rebuttal.
It just reminded me. I was like,
Would you rather a man?
I would rather a man break up with me for absolutely no reason because he knows he doesn't want to marry me than for him to drag me on for years in me thinking a happy relationship and that we're going to figure things out and this is what it's going to be for the rest of my life. Yes.
Well, but even in your second response, I mean, you don't think that could lead to marriage?
I thought I made that clear in my question.
Because once again, like,
allow me to.
It might not be
rephrase
no set timeline, but what you might consider a waste of time, it might just be time leading up to marriage.
Maybe I said it a little too quickly. Maybe I had one too many margaritas. Let me say it a little slower then. I would not rather a man who has already determined that I am not his wife, but the relationship is good and there is no reason for us to break up, stay in that relationship.
So you rather just...
So this is my thing.
All right, go ahead, Marcus.
I have a question.
Do you know the muffin?
He is not ish and I'm not male.
No, I'm saying
He was educated at the same institution.
I'm about to crack
Both
your
got degrees.
I'm
about to crack your muffin.
What makes marriage such a important thing in your eyes?
Okay, so for me,
that's, I mean, because it seems like
no. So for me, I can understand why people see, like, from my perception, how like marriage is the goal. No. Marriage is the threshold where I can do the other things that I want.
Which is?
Such as forming a family.
You can do that without being married.
You can. I won't.
That's cool.
Like for me, like you asked the question, for me, marriage is the threshold to the next level.
Okay.
So like, if I want to marry you, that means I deem you to be a fit father. I deem you to be a fit provider. I deem you to be someone I can do this with the rest of my life.
Okay.
Happily.
But you don't got to be married to have all that.
While you don't have to be married to have all that,
I'm saying you don't
I don't
have
want
to.
I don't want to do all of that with someone I'm not married to.
But it's some people that like to be independent. So like, say we all.
But he asked me for my.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying like I understand why you said for me these are my reasons. But what I never understood is the general commonality that marriage is always the goal. You can still have all these things
and not be married.
That's what I'm saying. Like
the
purpose that people are missing out on is that you should prioritize being happy above being married. Because
see, for me to want to be married to you, I must first be happy.
Yeah, but what if he's providing all those things? He says, I do not, because men will say this. It's cheaper it's cheaper to keep
Are you
him.
saying he does not believe in marriage?
No, he might not believe in marriage, but I'm saying, say all the things, the check marks that he had, like to where he's a great provider, he's a great friend, he communicates, he do all the things that a husband would do, but he just, maybe because of salary reasons, some men don't get married because they make a lot of money and they understand that if we were to split, just because we're married, we're married for a certain time.
That's what prenups are for. That's what postnups are for.
But then again, you can avoid all that by not even having.
I would also sign a postnup if I forget to sign a prenup.
But
to be honest,
but I'm saying but avoiding prenups and postnups, you don't like. Oh, this sounds terrible. I was like, wait. No,
I want to hear it.
I was like, hold on. This sounds like a pun. That sounds like prenups. Like
prenup, postnuts.
I was like, hold on.
I thought he said postnups, which is not postnuts.
I didn't emphasize the P.
Because that's a difference. You might have a different opinion.
But I'm saying, like, to avoid all that, just don't get married. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like, because, like I said, I
personally don't date men. I don't get in a relationship with men who don't believe in marriage. That's like one of the first questions I have for.
Yeah, I mean, some men do, but like I said,
so I would never be caught in that position. But to answer your question, if he wanted to do all of those things but just did not want to get married, my question then would be, do you not ever want to get married, or do you not want to marry me? And if you don't want to marry me, cool. We could be friends. Mm-hmm. We could have like this symbiotic relationship and just stop having sex. You can still be in my life, and I move on to a man who meets the things that I want in life. And it's okay to say that. I've said that. I've said that to men who I've had great relationships with. Mm-hmm. They just didn't see themselves marrying me. Bad. Cool.
All right, well, question for you. You said you're in a good relationship, but it's not going to lead to marriage. Mm-hmm. You rather them just break up with you? Mm-hmm. Now in that situation, I am a woman
of a certain age.
Now in that situation,
that clock a little loud now.
Now in that situation, I assume you've made it clear that you want to get married, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because for me, I'm a obedient Christian woman, so like that has been like the narrative of my dating life. Like, even when I wasn't looking for a man to marry, it was still like, hey, yo, do you believe in marriage? Do you believe in God? You got a relationship with your mama? Those were like initial questions because.
Well, I was asking that because sometimes people will be in those situations like you explained and it's not brought up. Like they're just kind of going with the flow. I'm like, because I believe that two people have to be active in a relationship. Like, what's those saying? Like, we can't read your mind. So it's like, of course, if it's going good, no one's really going to question something going good. Oh, no. It's only when things are bad is when you question things. So
that is true.
Or when you lack something.
Right. But if things are good.
But I go into things asking questions because I've been blindsided. Like,
I guess, the point I'm just trying to convey is that it is on the woman sometimes to make that known so that at least the man can't say he never known.
No, because like, I agree.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's on the woman to say the thing.
Yeah.
Because men will be happy getting the maximum for the minimum.
Oh, hold on now.
Well,
there ain't no minimum there.
Y'all really be trying to milk a cow without purchasing anything.
No.
I mean, look.
You know how much stuff men got to pay for in a relationship?
Actually.
Absolutely
no,
not.
But what I'm saying is like y'all want to get the maximum. So like y'all want relationship shit without being in a relationship.
But my whole beef with that statement, actually.
But once you're in a relationship, I do understand that there are costs to providing. I'm not discrediting that.
Yeah, but we also abide by those costs too. You said minimum. I was like, oh no, ain't no minimum.
That kind of just reminds me of that statement of, you know how people say, I'm only going to do that with my husband.
There are certain things I'm only going to do with my husband.
I'm like, we already here.
Like what? Like what?
Nothing. Exactly. Like
same shit
the thing is, like they say, "Oh, I'm only do that for my husband." I'm like,
tricks.
what?
There's some tricks and some
I'm
skill levels that haven't been unlocked.
Newsflash.
I'm joking.
Sex is gonna.
I was joking.
Sex is gonna decline when you get married.
Did sex decline when you got married?
You don't have to answer that question.
You don't have
Marcus.
to answer that on mic. Just know that. Ladies, know I asked.
I'm gonna just say I know plenty of married niggas to know the answer to that question.
Never mind. I'm gonna retain that.
And,
nope, I have every intention.
Nope.
I'm not gonna retain it. So single Veronica versus relationship Veronica is different.
What do you think marriage is?
You gonna get a lot more. You're gonna get a lot more than single Veronica, because single Veronica. I very much so agree with Jeremiah. Not to the same extent, because he's a little extreme. It's from Homecoming.
To about 60%.
So, like, Jeremiah was Mr. 60,
yeah,
right?
the 60%, which, nigga.
That shit was funny.
So, like, I'm not saying I'm only going to give 60%, but, like, if we not in a relationship, like, your sexual experience with me is not going to be typical.
But my thing,
well, Veronica,
I'm gonna just go on the generalization, and just because statistics show this, people say that on
Garrison's laughter is shaking the fucking couch.
That divorces happen at a 50% rate, right? Divorces happen at, like people get married, they get divorced. It's 50% now.
That's like
they
one every two people
in them studies.
It's a crapshoot.
That the main reason why people get divorced,
money.
Sex being the biggest thing, and also it's just, and then the third one's like difference of ideals or whatever, right? But sex is the biggest thing. That money is right after that.
That's why I asked you, Veronica, what do you think marriage really is?
So
I'm gonna tell you this,
and it goes both ways for men and women on that too.
I honestly don't
like
think a lot changes from being in a long-term relationship to being married. I don't think that there's a big change there. But for me, my wedding night, my husband's going to experience some things that he ain't experienced with me before.
All right, if it's pagan, he gay.
Big purr.
I'm saying right now. I'm gonna go for saying. You say I'm just letting you know if that's what's gonna come out your mouth.
That's not on the list. I don't want to pick a man.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not interested.
I'm just letting you know it was gay. That's all I gotta say.
I'm not interested in thrusting my pelvic bone like that.
I'm letting you know it was gay. That's all.
Saying that.
I concur.
to me, saying that stuff is only reserved for marriage is the.
No, I'm not saying that things are reserved for marriage.
Well,
what I'm saying is
there's
going to be a level of freedom that will be unlocked when I'm married.
What? Why?
So
because
to me,
there are things I don't want until I'm married.
So okay, so that statement is kind of.
But I don't want to ask you on the mic.
That statement. Friends, you can ask after.
Okay. That statement to me is equivalent to if you late, you try and be less late. Like no nigga, you late. Like if you cheat, it ain't no such thing as cheating less, nigga. You're cheating. So you might as well just go all the way. So like,
I was recently.
If I'm having sex with you,
a question.
Why are you holding back on?
Oh, I'm a whole.
I'm saying, but like, say if
you know what I'm saying, like,
we gonna have decent sex in a relationship. We're gonna have good sex in a relationship. But like, there's gonna be like an extra gear that you didn't know was there. That's gonna be unleashed.
But that might be holding you back from me marrying you.
Yeah.
Being all conservative, I'm like, well, shit.
I really hate it when you call me conservative. It really hurts my feelings. Can we stop doing that?
Y'all said you and Cliff said that one time on the pod.
Right, you not the host. You're not. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Actually, that's a good thing.
In fact, I prefer you to believe I'm not the hoe.
Yes.
I mean, I believe you can be live when you want to be.
Thank you, Marcus.
But my thing is, it's like, what if guys was like that, right? No, I'm only gonna put a halfway in until I'm married. You not hearing that shit. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
if I'm like
I'm not saying you not getting good sex from me.
No, okay.
I'm saying there are some tricks and some tips that have been told to me that I will implement once we are married.
Whoa.
All right, what if I'm like, I've done it like one time.
Like I'm not letting my man currently bust at me. Like you're going to have to use protection. Until we meet.
Well,
but
it's the facial reaction to the room.
But Garrison, listen to what I'm saying. So what if you dating this guy, right? Great guy. So he's like, no, I'm not eating pussy until I get married. You gonna be high.
Oh, big facts.
Okay.
So big facts. Like we're not even gonna get in a relationship.
Why?
Why? Because you don't want to be in a relationship.
Why?
Because we're not gonna be in a relationship if I don't give you head.
Okay, so are you saying
where we going? What we doing?
Are you saying that men can't have that same energy because we?
No, I'm saying that men can have the same energy.
No,
you can have some tricks up your motherfucking sleeve that you don't unleash until you marry.
Nope. You know why?
You giving your best sex to every bitch. I'm sorry. Bitch was aggressive. I'm so sorry.
Whoa.
Bitch was aggressive. Let me rewind. Take 2. Garrison, you're giving your best sex to every woman that you have sex with.
Yeah.
Bring the tone.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because y'all were killing it in the group chat.
Veronica, do you understand that sex doesn't happen unless the woman want to?
Yeah.
So
I'm a woman, so yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, we don't even determine when the shit happened.
Wait, time out.
So when it does happen,
pause. No, literal. Stop. Pause. No. Men can say no. Men also have to provide consent. So, women, if you're the only person saying yes to sex that is rape, the man has to also want sex. Okay.
But there's
it's just my little PSA.
No, I agree.
No, but some people don't comprehend that. Like women are not taught consent in the sense of getting it. We are only taught consent in the sense of providing it. No, your nigga need to give you consent to have sex with him.
But
just to be clear,
hear me out. But we don't have that luxury. You want to know why? They're gonna assume that we gay. Off rip, or you getting cooked in them group chats. And y'all get real.
I mean, you can give consent. Y'all still get cooked in the group.
I ain't talking about consent. I'm talking about just not putting in 100%. Yeah. Y'all get real rude in them group chats.
Do you understand
exactly? Veronica, hear me out.
Do you understand that
I'm not disagreeing with you.
That's it.
But I feel like women also get cooked in group chats.
Every moment is pivotal. Oh yeah. Every moment.
I could have had better time watching paint dry.
I ain't gonna lie, man. The worst is when
I'm not giving like minimum. But like,
Nah, I
you
ain't
gonna
gonna
have
lie.
a good, you gonna have a good time.
I
and
want
you
to see what
gonna,
Garrison gonna say. He gonna
I
be
ain't gonna lie.
if you put it down,
I'm getting
right,
cooked.
but
The worst is,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
but the worst is when you wait it out, be patient, you know, and then she finally, I finally agree to do it, and then it be trash. Oh, I'm
so
on your
sorry you had to
ass.
experience that.
I'm on your
I've never had
ass.
to experience that.
I mean, hell, you could have just like you said, don't even waste my fucking time. What?
There's lint in your shirt.
But yeah, just to really wrap this up, like you gotta understand that men, we don't get to determine really when sex happens, like just in general. Because if like we want to have sex and she don't want to, then it's like, all right, well, maybe try again next time. But
Are you scoring? Like, I feel like this
no,
happened to you.
that's just the reality.
That's not.
So,
bad
Veronica,
thing.
are you telling me that men can determine when sex happens?
I feel like
Yes or no?
partially, yeah.
I mean, we can like make the notion, but if
We
she don't
can
want to do
influence
it,
it,
she
but-
got the final say so. Is what I'm saying. If she don't want
And
to do
what
the
was
shit,
told to me is that women already know if they want to fuck you right then when they met you and spend time. They already know if they want to.
yeah.
I
been told
I have
that.
some pushback on that. There
told
are
that.
men that I've been with that I didn't necessarily want to be with in the first 10 minutes of meeting them.
Well, anyway, all I'm saying
That's
is
so fucking hilarious.
a lot of times you don't get a second chance, so
I do.
Oh,
you
like,
have
yeah.
to perform.
I'm feeling very Fordish.
In
Like I
order-
feel like dog piled on a little. Can I?
Because
Come on, totally judging crew. Like I'm gonna use my platform.
You can. Go
I'm
ahead.
weaponizing my
Matter of
platform.
fact-
I'm
matter of fact-
joking.
Go ahead.
It's a joke.
You can-
It's a joke.
Matter
It's a
of fact,
joke.
Marcus-
It's a joke.
You can bring some friends.
These
and
are
we
my
can-
guys.
matter of fact,
These are
Marcus,
my
I'm gonna pull the whole.
I know they are not attacking me.
The next woman I'm involved, I'm like, well, I will do this, but I'm gonna wait till I'm married. She's gonna be like, nigga, what the fuck? You wanna get the fuck out of
See,
here?
I came over at 2 a.m. and you not?
I'm like, whoa, bucko.
You know,
I'm
y'all
telling you,
really want me
women-
to get like X-ray. It's not like I'm saying like I ain't gonna make you come till like we married. Like I ain't say that shit. I'm not saying you ain't getting guac 3,000 until we marry. I didn't say that shit.
That's what
All
I'm
I
saying.
said
So
was
what's the
there are some
difference?
additional tricks and tips that I'm not breaking out, and I'm not letting my man nut in me until we married.
Well, first of all,
I mean,
you shouldn't let niggas do that anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello.
I mean,
Me
like
and
I
Marcus
said,
are
you got-
looking at Garrison like
you got a lot of
that's
real,
an option
it's real estate to shoot
That's an
that
option.
anywhere, but still,
But
anywhere but my face.
you been
That's
boring.
a debate.
I've never done that. And honestly, I don't even really want to.
That's boring.
Wait, what?
It's
He
like
said-
the money
he said,
shot,
Not
right?
in my yeah, money shot. He's like, not in my face. I was
Well,
like,
I'm gonna wait till my husband until I get married. Then my husband do
I'm
that.
not- no, I didn't say that at all.
Wait.
'Cause that
So-
might be just like a hard no for life.
Wait, so you want to let your husband on your face?
I don't know.
what?
See.
That's been a recent debate.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening.
I've heard
That's
enough.
been a recent debate.
I am sick of Veronica. Oh my goodness, I'm sick of you. I'm tired of you.
Wait, no, I've got a
This is
question.
the conservative
I've
he's
got a
trying to say.
question.
Right, this is what I'm talking about. She talking about, oh, I'm reserving things to my husband, but a goddamn money shot is like off limits.
Did y'all fucking see Insecure? Issa Rae's eye was red. What the fuck? I don't want to catch pink eye.
First of all, he said he actually warned her.
Did he?
He said, "Oh, I'm about to come." She kept
And she moved, and then
right. So
Well, first of all, no, because you're right. Because I do feel like
well, really,
Issa
remember,
Rae,
she
if
should have
she
just
didn't want,
took it in the mouth.
if she,
She should have.
it's like you took the words out of my mouth. She should have just kept her mouth where it was.
perfect time.
Period. But I'm just saying, like that scene kind of scarred me from ever being okay with that being on my face. But is that like a normal thing? Like, do y'all do that with all the bitches y'all fuck? I just want to know.
You got-
Y'all
you got
were
some-
so appalled.
You
Y'all were
got
so
some
fucking
women
appalled.
that are nasty, like, yeah, I want that, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say no.
So, like, is
It's-
it on her
it's freaky
forehead? Is it on her cheek? I just want to know things.
That's wherever it gets shot at.
The game is the game.
Yeah, hey, I think
See, look,
it's
my
a lot-
thing is
it's a lot of real
sex
estate.
is an experience. So why hold back?
I'm sorry. I do not want cum in my eye. That just seems really.
You better get some
I
lashes.
mean, you don't have to be in your eye.
What they call them? Cum lashes? I mean, cum umbrellas or something like that.
Oh, the lashes, the big lashes.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say I
Cumbrellas or
don't
something
give
like-
head.
cumbrellas, that's what they
I
call
don't
it.
give head in my glasses because that's awkward.
You said with your glasses?
You know, I have contacts in.
You gotta get some windshield.
So
You got
some anti-fog spray.
All right.
We are children.
But anywho, we about to wrap up.
So there's nothing that you want to do different from any other person that you've had sex with
Veronica.
than with your wife. I just
Veronica.
want clarification.
Veronica, I'm gonna let you know now. I'm probably not gonna fuck my wife like that. It's gonna go downhill. Cause you gotta think about it. We're gonna live
I
life.
rebuke that. I'm afraid that
We're
have
gonna
the
live
best
life
sex of your
forever.
life.
And guess
I'm afraid
what?
that you have the best
Sex
sex of your life
eventually
with your wife.
it's gonna stop. Then you just gotta live with them. Sex is not the crux of a marriage.
But the thing is, like, so like
it's
the
so
thing is, like,
important, though.
men.
Think about your married people, right? You think they be fucking a lot?
I don't want to know.
No, seriously. Like,
I genuinely do not want to know.
Do you think they be fucking like that?
Why was your hand so warm? Oh my god!
I'm alive.
So I'm alive.
I'm
It
alive.
was like so very warm. Like,
No,
what
but
the
seriously,
fuck?
like, do you think like married people be fucking like that?
I plan to be fucking.
That's
like
not what
that.
I asked you.
Nah, I plan to be fucking.
Well,
like that. Don't come over my house when I'm married.
We'll talk off mic.
Baby,
But
baby. But the point that I was trying to get to is that as men's libidos drop, women's libidos increase. So as a woman, you're gonna be like less horny and be like, come on, baby, take the Viagra because we fucking.
you don't see where that can like be at a crossroads. At crossroads. Look, you horny, I'm not. So there's an issue.
You need to take a medication so you can catch up, baby. Maybe.
Well,
That's
it's like the old saying: if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So
Oh, rare.
you gotta keep using it.
That is true.
Whether it be,
we're gonna have to talk about this off mic.
but anyway, this probably ended up being a little more wilder than I anticipated.
I love it. Yay!
But thanks for showing up last minute. Shout out to Veronica for making this happen.
Because we really gonna get to 200 before 2024.
Shout out to
or at
Marcus
2024.
for
sure.
coming through at the final hour.
I feel like this is gonna
What they
be
call it?
For which letter?
It's J.
I feel
Let me push it.
No, you got to just hold it.
That's ghetto.
Yeah.
See,
See, it's just, but
Which one's the gunshot? Is it G?
yeah, G for gunshot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's the one.
You can
Shout out to Marcus.
no problem, man. Happy to be here. You got probably
You
probably
gotta
have a
like
part
hold
two.
it.
I hold it.
Yes,
you just
definitely
tapped
gonna
it.
do a part 2 on this topic because I can
Slick.
see how this go downhill real quick.
This might
Y'all respond on Twitter.
This might be
if you're
polarizing.
married or if you're not.
This is gonna be polar.
I have a feeling Kearston gonna just go crazy. She gonna go on a little Twitter rant.
I feel like I'm going to hear this.
We're gonna see on the next episode. Here on the next
No,
podcast.
I
As a
feel
matter of
like
fact,
I'm gonna hear this.
I just
and
wanna be
then
in the
I'm gonna
room.
start getting text messages, and then shout out to the other Marcus.
Y'all let me know when it's
I'm gonna
part
have
two.
to have another perspective on part 2.
Yeah, because Veronica just think marriage is just a fuck show. It's not. But anyway,
Y'all better leave me the fuck alone when I'm married for the first couple of months, cause baby.
all right. Well, we're gonna harken back on this conversation. What's this? November 12th, 2023.
Like, don't let me get married in the next year and a half. Like,
Yeah, but
leave me the fuck alone.
all right, y'all. Till next time, we out. I don't care about the social medias. Yeah, they'll find y'all.
They'll find
We've been
us.
on the episode before. Y'all follow us.
All right, till next time, we out. Y'all have a good week.
Bye.
Peace.